Hello, everybody. This is Francesco from Fattoria di Montemaggio, and this is the Wine Thursday. Welcome back. So today, as we, of course, mentioned in the post we published earlier, we're going to discuss a very important topic, which is the photosynthesis in the vineyard. So we're coming back to speak about agronomy today in this live stream. And as you probably know, if you're following the format already since 1 month, we're basically doing some kind of like mixed format where 1 week we interview some kind of like professional figure of the world of wine. The following week, we speak about some kind of topic that are related with the word of wine, agronomy, sommelier, word of tasting, and so on. So every of course every 2 weeks we're going to have a new guest. So of course that's this in this live stream. Of course, we are not going to have anybody, so we're not going to do the Q&A as we did during last week. By the way, if you want, you can go and check out the replay we posted on YouTube. We did an incredible chat with an incredible wine writer, and it was really interesting to see her point of view when it comes about wine writing, her point of view about the word of wine in general. So if you want, you can go and of course see the replay both here on Facebook and on the YouTube channel. But anyway, so I would like to introduce you very briefly today's topic, which is again a topic that is related with the word of agronomy, viticulture. It's been a while since we actually talk about agronomy and viticulture. And we actually treated for the most part in the last 2.5 months some kind of topics that were related with the word of sommelier, wine tasting, and so on. So I thought it was a good idea to speak again about viticulture. So we're going to speak about photosynthesis when it comes about the vineyards. Of course, pretty much is the same kind of function that occur in every type of blend. Actually is literally the same kind of function, but I wanted to analyze in the specific what is usually happening when it comes about the vineyard. So let's dive into it. So first of all, I would like to show you in very quickly a little image that we will also see later. And there we go, which is this. This is a typical photosynthesis. And of course, keep this image a little bit on your mind, of course, and at least the formulas, if you can, of course, try to memorize this, because of course it will be easier then for you to follow the explanation. So now I will try to explain a little bit better what it means, what we actually mean with that kind of formulas and so on. So first of all, when it comes about the leaves, which is of course where the process takes place, they receive sunlight through stomata on the underside of the leaf. They store carbon dioxide. From the stem, the rose sap with water. In the reaction, this factor combined to give sap with nutrients, so sugar, including also sucrose, and oxygen. A greater efficiency in photosynthesis occurs for the leaves in the apical zone. In the highest part where the most sunlight is intercepted, and this is something that you have to always keep on your mind, because when it comes about the lower part, we have a different situation. The foliage is broader, and this only partially compensate for the less light that hits the leaves. The duration of this presence of light and shade on the upper and lower surface of the leaves also play an important role in determining the efficiency and the wind between the foliage and the position of the leaves and the canopy influence it. In fact, the outer layer of leaves intercept the 70-80% of the photosynthesis. So as you can see, it's a very complex kind of process. That's the reason why I wanted also to show in the beginning of this wine discussion, of this chat about the vineyard, that kind of picture, because you would have even in the first place a better idea of what is going down during photosynthesis in the vineyard, even without me explaining everything. But at least you had just an image a little bit better that can help you that can help a little bit better to understand what is happening in the vineyard. So temperature favors photosynthesis in principle, so everything starts by temperature. At temperatures that are in between 15 and 30 degrees Celsius, there is a positive linear correlation between temperature and photosynthesis. Between 30 and 45 degrees Celsius, there is a negative correlation. Optimal temperature for photosynthesis is between 22 and 27 degrees Celsius. The recent studies conducted revealed that the critical temperature is 45, 47 degrees Celsius. And basically this is the point where photosynthesis will stop, and show that free and hybrid species are more resistant to temperature than cultivars. So we have also those kind of differences when it comes about those kind of hybrids versus non-hybrids. So hybrids are very resistant, very, very, very resistant. So influence on photosynthesis and photosynthetic capacity also occur in relation to the arrangement of the foliage in east-west direction. The part of the foliage facing east shows substantial differences in photosynthetic yield compared to those facing west. Concerning photosynthesis in vine training, it is necessary to balance the growth of the foliage with the particular condition of terroir, such as orientation of rows, distance between rows and between vines, type of training, type of cultivation, then type of soil, temperature condition. It is so important to set from the beginning an appropriate training system which takes into account all the characteristics in order to make the best use of a potential vineyard. Essential practice for a good training is at the beginning of fruit setting. When I say training, I mean cultivation. To proceed to the combining, which consists in a positioning the shoots in an accurate way between fruit setting and the horizon. When the foliage is thicker, it is necessary to perform a leaf thinning operation in order to create, of course, inside the plant, a well-balanced microclimate between light, shadow, and air movement, which favor photosynthesis and plant development and bunches ripening. So this is something that it's extremely important when it comes about, the photosynthesis in the vineyard. Even the type of cultivation, the type of, training and the way you also set your vineyard, it will be extremely important when it comes about the result and the functioning of the photosynthesis in itself. So that's something I always said, and we always underline. Every choice, of course, you do in terms of a style, in terms of a cultivation system, training, and etc., will influence so much the result you will have in terms of vine, in terms of in terms of the response of the vine, pardon me, in terms of result in terms of product, healthiness of the product, quality of the grapes. And then of course it will change dramatically also the result in terms of wine, in terms of what it will be at the end of the entire process, the wine. So even when it comes about photosynthesis, just think about it's a very simple example, but it's very effective. Just think about the distance between one vine to the other. Even that will, of course, change dramatically the way the photosynthesis will take place, because of course, I mean, the sun will hit differently the leaves. So this is so important, and you should consider that everything you're going to do when it comes about agronomy, when it comes about the choice you make in a vineyard, will create a very important differences when it comes about your wine. So, and this is not only true for the cultivation system, for the cultivation training. This is also true when it comes about for example, the type of fertilization you use, how many times you work the soil in a year, and etc. So everything will have a tremendous important impact when it comes about the result in terms of a product. So this was a very brief, kind of discussion. I wanted to summarize a little bit the functioning of the photosynthesis. Of course, for all the people that know something already about, chemistry, about, agronomy, viticulture, and so on, it will be probably easier to follow this discussion. But I hope I make it, simpler, and I summarize enough for you this very important and complex kind of process, which is the photosynthesis in the vineyard. And not only, as you've seen from the first picture I show you, it's something that it takes place at the same time, in the same way. Sorry, I wanted to say in the same way for all the types of plants. So not only vineyard, but also fruit trees, vegetable garden, whatever. It's the same kind of process, but it's so important to understand really what is going down when it comes about that specific process. And again, as we've seen in the vineyard in particular, the type of cultivation, the type of approach that you have when you set down the implant and etc. will also change a little bit the response of the photosynthetic process. So of course, if you have any type of question, let me know. I will be super happy to answer to all of you. And even if you are watching the replay, please leave some comment if you have any type of question, if you have any type of things that of course you want to understand a little bit better. I want to remind you that we have also a private Facebook group, which is Friends of Montemaggio, where we post exclusive content. And actually I spoke a little bit better about this photosynthetic process last week, and so if you want to have a much more valuable also explanation and content and so on, you can ask, of course, to join that group, and we will be, of course, super happy to include you in the discussion we have usually there. So for, again, whatever question, we are always here. If you're interested in, of course, knowing a little bit better the word of wine, I would like also to remind you that we have a YouTube channel. We post every, of course, new week, both the replay of the live and an exclusive video. And by the way, the last week video was it was actually dedicated to understanding a little bit better the color in wine. So for anybody, for all the people that wants to know a little bit better about the topic, you can go and check it. I promise you it will be super interesting. So for today is everything. I hope, again, you are doing well, that every single one of you is doing fine. And of course, if you have any type of suggestion for the next following week for the topic and argument, I will be so happy to, of course, include those arguments in our live stream. So thank you so much, and see you next time. Cheers. Bye.